Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy, and thank you so much for stopping by my channel, where today the original video idea was I was going to show you how to make a really budget microphone sound just as good as a studio microphone. And it is possible, but not with a budget microphone like this guy. So this is the very first microphone that I purchased for my original YouTube channel almost 2 years ago. And I own a skincare company, and I have a channel for my skincare company. And I bought all of this stuff. I didn't want to make a huge investment because I didn't know if I would continue to make videos and what would happen with the company. So I wouldn't budget all the way. I paid $32 on Amazon for this guy 2 years ago. Guess how much he is today? $32 still. So that leads me to believe that that original batch of microphones is still sitting at the Amazon warehouse. Nobody's purchasing them. And it's good that they're not, because this microphone is a complete piece of garbage. Do not buy this microphone. Anything that's under $50, I would seriously stay away from. That Pseudotac ST800 microphone that I reviewed a few weeks ago gave such a really good, rich, and smooth sound. There's no reason for you to get anything underneath $50, not when that thing delivers such a superior audio. I'm still going to make the video though. I'm still going to bring you into Audacity and show you what you need to do in order to clean up your audio and make it sound a lot better. But I would absolutely be cheating if I told you I was doing it with this microphone and all of the components that came with this microphone. I am going to use this microphone, but I can't use the sound card that came with this microphone. So this is the cable. There is an XLR cable that goes into a 3.5 plug, which then goes into a sound card, which then plugs in via USB into your computer. And the self noise that's generated because of this sound card is absolutely ridiculous. The microphone itself is I mean, it's not horrendous like it was with the sound card, but it's not really good. I do have it plugged in to my computer through the Blue Icicle. So I am going to walk you through the different steps that you need to clean up your audio, how to make your audio sound a lot better, even if you are using an inexpensive microphone like the Pseudotac ST800 or that Toner Q9 that I reviewed as well. I just wouldn't dip down into the 30s. There's no reason to get a $30 microphone when you can get a really great microphone for $50. So one of the best tips that I can give you in order to make really good audio for yourself is that it all depends on your environment. How you acoustically treat your space is going to make all of the difference in the world. So if your walls are bare and you have bare floors, your audio is going to sound like crap because your voice is going to be bouncing off the floor, off the wall. It's just going to sound like an echoey, like you're talking into a tin can, basically. That's not the sound that you want to go for. You want to go for a nice, rich, and smooth sound. The best thing that you can do to make sure that your audio is super smooth and super rich is to make sure that your area is acoustically treated. And how you can do that is by utilizing acoustic tiles, they're called. And they're very inexpensive. You could pick up a pack of these for like $20. The more you buy, the less expensive they are. And they do have a lot of different options for these guys. So this is the 1-inch thick acoustic tile. And you could just scatter these around your whole entire room. And that is going to help to break up your voice, interrupt the patterns of the sound. This way, when you're speaking into your microphone, instead of your voice bouncing off the wall and ricocheting and going all over the place, it's going to be interrupted by the acoustic tile and it's going to be absorbed. So that is going to make a huge difference. It's really going to soften the sound of your audio. Having things on your floor is going to make a big difference as well. So if you have a throw carpet down, that's going to make a big difference, because if you have tiles or if you have a wood floor, that's really going to cause a big echo. So just to give you a little bit of an example right now, there's really nothing behind the microphone. Hold up one of these acoustic tiles behind the microphone, and you can already see the big difference of the audio that I'm getting. So obviously I can't sit here and hold this acoustic tile for too much longer because it's ruining the picture. Another thing that you can do, if you're just making recordings in your bedroom and you don't really have a camera on you, what you could do is go into your bedroom closet. Do your recording in there. Your clothes are going to absorb a lot of the sound waves. It's going to make it sound like you're in a recording booth doing a professional recording. Another piece of advice is make sure there's not too much ambient sound around you. So, some people have ceiling fans. Make sure you don't have a ceiling fan running. Make sure that your AC is not super loud and blowing directly into your room. If you have a computer that gets hot and then a fan kicks on, make sure that the microphone is far enough away from your computer so that the microphone doesn't pick up that sound. Anything that could be causing any ambient noises in your room while you're making your recording, you want to cut those out as much as possible. You want to get the cleanest sounding audio before you ever hit record on your computer or on your camera. The less noise that's going into the microphone, the easier it's going to be for you to do post-processing. Another good tip that I have to give you, don't be sitting far away from your microphone. Now, I know I said that in one of my previous videos too. Make sure you're about 6 inches away from your microphone if you have a condenser microphone. So what is 6 inches away? So if you hold your thumb and spread out your hand, that's about 6 inches. So always be about 6 inches away from your microphone unless you have a dynamic microphone. Now with dynamic microphones, you have to be right up on those microphones. You have to be supersonic close to them because they're meant to pick up your voice within an inch or two away from them. I know a lot of you are gamers and you hang your microphone above you and it's out to here. Listen, I know the last thing that I want to do is get in front of the camera and have a microphone obstruct my face. I hate that. So what I always do, if I have to have the microphone in the screen, I always pull it down and pivot it out of the way so that I'm still within 6 inches of it, but it's not going to be hogging up the whole entire screen. Always do a sound check. I can't tell you how many times. Listen, I've done this. I've done this too. I hit record, I do the whole thing, make the whole video, then I go back, I pop my SD card into the reader, I'm watching it on the iPad, and the sound isn't there because the cable wasn't pushed into the camera just so. Before you do anything, do a sound check. Do a couple of lines, hit record, read a couple of lines, do a few things, hit stop, go back and listen to your audio just to make sure the audio is actually getting into either your computer or your camera. The last thing you want to do is produce a bunch of work only to find that it's completely unusable. That is nothing but a huge waste of time. You're going to hate yourself. You're going to kick yourself in your ass. You're going to wish you did the sound test. You're going to remember this video. You're going to say, oh my God, that video, why didn't I listen to her? And even though you're listening to my advice right now, you're not going to follow it. You're not going to follow it. You know what it's going to take for you to follow my advice? You're going to mess up one of your audio recordings. Then you're going to say, okay, from now on, I am going to do the sound checks because I'm never going to do that again. I can't tell you how many videos I watched where people were telling me to do sound checks, make sure everything is rigged up right, do it this way, and I didn't do it myself. I did a complete video for my business channel, and it was of me talking 20 minutes nonstop doing clinical instructional on one of my products. And when I went to go edit the video is how I learned that the microphone, my DD microphone, the plug was not pushed in all the way, and the audio from the camera was unusable. I regrets. Okay, I feel like I've gotten way off topic here. So what I'm going to do is refocus myself and end this part of the video. And now we're going to jump into the secondary part of the video where I'm going to walk you through the very basic steps of how to clean up your audio in Audacity and how to make an inexpensive microphone sound a heck of a lot better. This is what Audacity is going to look like when you launch it. I'm just going to use the Apple Pencil to point a few things out to you guys. So obviously this is the record button, and the only thing that I really changed in Audacity when I was initially recording was your project hertz rate, which can be found right down in the lower left hand corner. You want to go ahead and change that to 44,100. That's going to give you the best audio rate. So the first process after you're done recording and you want to clean up your audio is that you want to take out as much noise as absolutely possible. Before you begin speaking, always leave like a good 4 or 5 seconds of open airspace. This is going to give you a sampling of just the ambient sounds in your room, the sound that perhaps the fan of your computer is making, and this way when you go to clean it up, it's easier to detect, and then the program can take that particular sound out of your recording. So let's go ahead and do that. The first thing that we want to do is highlight that empty airspace, okay? Just a few seconds of it. Then we're going to go to Effect. Now we go to Noise Reduction, and we hit Get Noise Profile, and that is going to get the profile of everything we just highlighted. Now we're going to go over to this left bar and tap it, and that is going to select the entire timeline of the recording. We go back to Effect, we go back to Noise Reduction, and now we're going to hit OK. And that is going to reduce the ambient sounds out of the rest of the recording. Now this might take a while. Okay, so that immediately removed all of that ambient sound out of the recording. That's done. So if you want to highlight your whole track, like I said before, you can do it by just clicking this sidebar over here with your arrow, and that is going to highlight your whole track. Or you can also hit Control A, and that means that you're selecting all of your whole entire recording. So the first thing that we want to do is equalize this. So we go to Effect and we go to Equalization. Now what I do is I just go down to Bass Boost and I boost the bass, and that looks good. I hit OK, and that's going to apply a bass boost to the entire recording. The second step is going to hit a treble boost. So we'll go back to Equalization and hit treble boost. And that looks okay in that particular position. I'll go ahead and hit OK. Okay, the next part, we're going to go back to Effect and we're going to hit Normalize. And this is going to be a generic, it's normally like 7 or 8 decibels, so we'll go ahead and hit that. Now the next step is going to be Compression. And these are all the settings that I like for compression. So threshold 30 decibels, noise floor 50, ratio 3:1, attack time I push that all the way to the left, and the release time I push that all the way to the left as well. You can of course tweak this, but for me and my voice, these are going to be the best settings for me. So I'll go ahead and hit OK. Okay, that's done. So the last thing that I want to do is go back to Normalize just one more time, and that is going to basically make it so that your voice is not going to be clipping. And clipping is where your voice is going to be anything that is above 16 decibels, and that's going to be found on this monitor up here. So what I want to do is just listen to this and make sure that it's basically acceptable audio. It was recorded with a supersonically cheap microphone, so I'm not expecting anything great. I just want to make sure it's a decent sound and that it's not clipping. So remember, we're looking for anything that is above 16 or fading into the yellow. That would be considered clipping. So let's just give a listen. So we're doing pretty good. Okay, you guys probably won't be able to hear that, but I am very happy with the way that that audio came out. So now I'm just going to hit File and Save Project, because I already saved it initially. If you were saving it for the very first time, you would hit Save Project As. So now what I want to do is export this to my iPad and sync it with my camera. So you may notice in the beginning here, this little mark This shows you when you're syncing audio with your camera, what you want to do is make a noise in the beginning. You can either clap or do something that's going to signify that you're starting the recording. This way, when you go to match up the audio with what's on your computer to what's on your camera, you can link these two lines, and it makes it so easy to just fit that audio together, because if you're even just a little bit off, your voice is not going to match the movement of your lips, and it's going to be completely ridiculous looking and annoying. Well, guys, that's going to be a wrap for me here today. I appreciate you tuning in. I know this was a little bit of a longer one, but I wanted to get it done. So until next time, wear your sunblock.